We all begin life assuming we're the center of things. That's not ego at first, it's simply how consciousness forms. Everything is organized around me, and only gradually do we see how partial that view really is. What changes that most deeply is the realization of death, not as an idea, but as something intimate and unavoidable. This life will end. Not life in general, but mine, the particular stream of awareness I call me. When that becomes real, something in the structure of the self softens. The constant self referencing, the need to be right, to be seen, to secure identity, loses some of its grip. Not because it disappears, but because it's put in proportion. And yet we often soften that realization in another direction. Instead of fully meeting the fact of a personal ending, we push ending outward into something vast and abstract, an end of time itself, a final horizon where everything concludes at once. In that framing, the focus shifts away from the only ending we will actually encounter, our own. Something subtle happens when we do that. The finitude of this life becomes less sharp. If everything is headed toward one ultimate conclusion anyway, the urgency of this particular life, the irreversibility of these moments, can quietly fade. But lived experience doesn't happen at the end of time. It happens now, in a life already moving forward, whether we notice it or not. Death, when faced directly, pulls everything back into scale. It removes distortion. In that sense, death becomes an advisor, not because it tells us what to do, but because it restores proportion. It returns us from abstraction to actuality, from everything that will end someday to the reality that this life is ending as it is lived. And that return is what matures us. It loosens the early narcissism of being the center, not by diminishing the self, but by placing it where it actually belongs, inside a finite, passing, irreplaceable, valuable life.